Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Dream Team Tonic podcast, episode number 124. I'm Tony. I'm back this week. No airport runs for me. And with me, as usual, Ben. You there, mate?
I'm here, mate. You okay?
All good, mate. All good. Scott Professor, are you there?
Evening.
Try and keep it less confusion. And a special guest from out the Discord, Scott, also known as Umgu. Are you there, mate?
Evening, lads. Yep.
We're having issues with your video, so we've only got you by voice at the moment. We'll see if we can work that out during the course of the pod.
Yeah, apologies.
Yeah, not a problem, mate. Not a problem. Good to have you on.
Yep. Cheers for having me. So,
just if you're listening to this and it's not live, you're not part of the Patreon. There's still plenty of time to get signed up. Plenty to get involved in through the course of the season. So if you head over to patreon.com/Dream Team Tonic and have a look around there, the different support levels and get involved. Thanks to all the Patreons who are already signed up. We appreciate your support. It's been an exciting season so far. So we'll start with you, Scott. Find out a little bit about yourself, mate. So obviously we know you from the Discord and playing Dream Team. How long have you been playing fantasy football and Dream Team in general, mate?
Properly now for probably about 12 years. I've probably been in the same mini league for about 12 years, but even before then, you know, when it was back in the paper and it was pick a team and set it for the season, used to do that. My dad used to enter me a team. I don't think I ever won a prize. If I did, it definitely went to him because I never seen any of the money. But yeah, properly for probably the last 10 years now.
Brilliant. Ben?
What's your best finish overall?
Last year by a long way. So I can't remember the exact position, but it was just inside the top 500 last year. So yeah, without a doubt, I don't think I ever broke top 1K before that. So yeah, definitely last year. I think it was 400 and something in the end. It tailed off a little bit at the end, but yeah, 400 and something last year. So made up with that one.
That's good.
Is that since joining the Patreon?
Yes, 100%. I was all in on the Newcastle train. Yeah, brilliant. Thanks to everyone in the Discord for that bit of info.
Excellent, mate.
And then, well, I had one as well. I'd say, sort of, how would you describe your approach to playing Dream Team? You're a bit gun ho or quite safe sort of player? What would you say?
I used to be one of them who just pick the biggest names and sort of roll with them no matter fixtures and stuff. But now, especially since joining the page on the Discord, it's looking at fixtures, targeting the month. I know it's changed slightly this year, hasn't it, with the weekly transfers and stuff. But yeah, a little bit more now than probably that I used to be. Get the big names in and that'll do. But yeah, more now focusing on fixtures, as we all know, fixture volume, points. Yeah, so I'm a little bit calmer than I used to be. Yeah.
Not a chancer. Not one of our chancers.
Well, I was part of the chancer crew last week, wasn't I, with the part of the bus? But yeah.
All right, that part of the bus, did it?
Oh, you done all right, didn't you?
So. Yeah, I did all right. Yeah. What was my final points in the end? I think I took 59 points. So 118 from the defenders, so double. Yeah. So not a bad result, to be fair. It was a bit of a weird one because I wasn't gonna do it. The only thing that swung it for me was I was listening to Ten Hag's press conference and he was saying that Wan-Bissaka was going to be out for a few more weeks because I was and I didn't know whether he'd come back in for Dallo. Yeah, and that swung it for me, so I went for it, and yeah, I think it's worked out all right.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was the highlight, wasn't it, Dallo?
Yeah, definitely.
Getting United out of a tricky situation there.
Yeah, the less we talk about them today, the better, I think.
I keep getting hounded in these comments of obviously I'm Paddy McGuinness, the United fan who's obviously saying trust the process. You're a United fan. You're a United fan, aren't you, Scott?
I am. Yeah.
Do you think trust the process in Ten Hag we trust and all that?
I was probably 100% behind him until the last few weeks, but some of the decisions he's making, even the substitutions today. Taking Højlund off, he was. I know he didn't do a lot, but he was a handful, and to take him off when you've still got the likes of Rashford on there. Honestly, I don't know what Rashford or Bruno need to do to get dropped, because they've been shocking. To be honest, I don't think I'd defend any of them outfield players today. All poor. We started well the first 10 minutes, but soon went downhill.
Yeah. Tricky to play against City when you're not in any form whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's not a team you want to face, to be fair. Right. Like I say, we'll try and not touch on United too much. How have you got on this week then, Scott?
So far, I'm on 69 points. So 1 point from Johnson. I've still had Johnson, so from the start, I'm still sticking with him at the minute. 3 points from Konza, 8 from Trent, 10 from Tsimikas. And then I brought in Cole Palmer this week as a bit of a 1 week punt. I thought he'd play both games like their fixtures. So I brought him in this week. I took out Trippier, and who was my other substitution this week? It was Trippier. Oh, I took out Dalot this week with the City and Newcastle fixture. I didn't fancy them to get clean, so them two went out for Palmer and Saka. It's unbelievably the first time I've had Saka in my team all season, so he's in now and he'll be staying. So he got me 4 points. 3 points for Fernandes, 2 for Ward-Prowse. Obviously, Diaz didn't play. The personal stuff he's got going on the Discord this morning. And then 19 for Haaland, and Captain Salah, 16 points. So, yeah, 69 all up. I've been having a quick look. I think a little bit disappointed at that. Average, obviously, we've still got midweek games to go, haven't we?
Yeah, you still got 8 games there, 8 doubles.
Yeah.
As well as your captain, so not all bad.
You can't write that with Diaz.
No, I know, exactly, yeah.
What's the your overall rank now?
I am 1,249. So, yeah, just outside the top 1K.
Good going.
Yeah, that's 100. No, sorry, that's 1,006 points. So just broke the 1,000 point mark this weekend.
Yeah, decent, mate. Decent. Over to you, Ben.
Yeah, 74 points this week. Quite a good score. 922 overall. I got triple Villa defense. 82nd minute. Bloody Konsa heads the ball onto the crossbar and it bounces off Martinez and goes in the goal. So it's cost me like 7,000 places there. I dropped right back down 24k. So yeah, Martinez blanked, so he got an own goal as well as conceding.
-2, weren't it? -2 for the own goal.
So he was going to be. He's lost about 8 points or something there, 9 points or something daft.
Yeah.
Cash 7 points. He went off early, so he kept his clean sheet. Digne got 3 bonus points. He got 6 points. Dalot got 1. Tsimikas got 10. Martinelli I brought in for Bruno G. He got 6 points. Rashford's finally at my team. 1.2 million I've lost on him. Yeah. And I got rid of him for Saka. So now I'm 442. Saka got the assist points in the end, didn't he? He got 4 points.
Yeah.
Ward, gone. You going to say something, Scott?
And I was going to say, I feel like you got quite unlucky with Saka, or most people did, because I think that penalty came just after he'd gone off.
Yeah.
Well, he could have just given it away, though.
Ward-Prowse, 2 points. He's scored 2 points in a row now. It looks like he's playing deeper.
Since I brought him in.
Yeah, I know. Jinxed him.
I have.
He was playing as a number 10 before, and now he's been playing in the back, like in the double pivot. So I don't know what's happened there.
They put that kudos, didn't they, in number 10 today?
Yeah.
They were crap today, West Ham. They were. So hopefully that will mean he will shift further forward next game.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
He went off early as well, about 73 minutes. Bruno Fernandes, 3 points. Haaland, 19. And Salah, 16 points as my captain. So good score looking at your scores. So I'm quite happy that a mini win for myself so far.
No, it is a decent start to the week. That, like you say, it could have been so much better as well. You'd have been up near knocking on 90 some points, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Without that own goal, but yeah, decent week that. Decent week there. Scott, Professor, how about your week, mate?
Yeah, same disappointing Johnston 1-pointer in goal. I'll start with a game week point. So 68 points for the week. Total points 1,058. Played the part of the bus last week as well. I fell down. So after playing that part of the bus, I got to like 57th overall, but I've dropped down to 90th now. But
that's terrible, Scott.
That's not bad, is it? But obviously, yeah, one chip used. So Johnston in goal for me got me 1 point. I stuck with Dan Burn and Kieran Trippier from Newcastle this week. Both got me 1 point each, which was a bit frustrating. Dallo 1-pointer again, but I did think Dallo might get a few points playing City. I thought he might get a few tackles in there or up against Grealish or something, but yeah, that's quite disappointing as well. Matty Cash though, 7 points. He'll take that, getting subbed off early for the clean sheet. Saka, I bought Saka in, so I took out Trent. I can't remember who I took out last. Someone help us out here. Took out Trent and took out Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
To bring in Saka and Ollie Watkins up front. So Saka got me 4, Gordon got me 3, and then Phil Foden, I stuck with him. He got me 10 points in that game today. Watkins with 5. I thought he'd do better than that, to be honest. But it's not terrible. And then the captain was Salah with 16, Haaland with 19. So not looking like the best captain pick so far.
No, it's the first week I've gone without Haaland, and well, hopefully Salah plays against Bournemouth, but we don't know, do we?
Or the chat are getting excited now because we've got video footage now. They're going mad for you.
I'm not even gonna tell you how I've managed to figure this out. I thought the slider was over and it wasn't. Absolute numpty.
Baz, a little bit devastated that you're not naked, Scott.
That's just for Baz's private shows. That I charge for them.
Brilliant. Plans then, Scott? I see you've made a couple of notes under there.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking for next week. I think I'm already regretting taking Trent out, so I'm starting to think about maybe taking Trippier out for Trent again, and then taking Burn out for Tsimikas and go double Liverpool defence for Luton. I reckon.
Yeah. They don't like scoring really, do they, Luton? And then you've got, unless Konza's nodding one onto the bar and City Martin isn't back at head.
Just my luck that this season, isn't it?
On to my side, didn't play any chips last week. 65 points for this week takes me up to a grand total of 1,000 exactly. Johnson in goal, 1 point. Dallo 1 point. Matty Cash 7 points. Keeps his clean sheet because he went off earlier. Happy days. Trippier just a 1. Trent, who I brought in this weekend, 8 points. Ward-Prowse has done nothing for me, 2 points. Saka 4 points. Gordon 3 points this week. I kept Alvarez 3 points, although I did drop a little message while I was drunk in the thingy, winding everybody up. There were a big inquest into whether I did put Nketiah in. I didn't. Alvarez 3 points, Haaland 19, and the first time I've gone against him for captain. Salah only mustered up 8 so far. Hopefully get some game time against Bournemouth. But I'm still happy with my start. I've not played any chips yet. So, yeah, long way to go. I think at one point I was about 800th. I think I've dropped down about 1300, 1400th. So, not the worst start.
That's funny how you've transferred in Trent and Scott Professor's transferred out Trent this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just
I was
prioritising
umming and
Saka.
ahhing. Yeah, I was umming and ahhing whether to take Trippier or Trent out, and I went with Trippier in the end.
That's a good shout. I had the funds exactly. I think I did Fernandez and who else do you have? Fernandez and
Did you have Bruno? Oh, no, that is Fernandez. Sorry.
yeah. I can't remember who else I had. Whoever it was, Fernandez and someone, and I had the exact money to bring Saka back and still afford Trent and keep Trippier too. So that little bit of extra cash was, yeah. And I was also prepping for the Park the Bus game week 11, which I want both Trippier and Trent in that. Obviously, because just so good with their attacking returns, let alone maybe sneaking a few clean sheets.
Andy Barnett saved you. He said you had Foden.
Foden, that's the one. Which he scored today, didn't he? I would toying between Foden and Alvarez, and I just thought Alvarez will play.
You still feeling that game week 11?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I earmarked it. I'm going with it. Yours were really successful. I didn't think it was the right week to do it, but I mean, yours did really well. So I'm just hoping that I don't have a lot of bad luck and it's an absolute stinker.
I do think you have to have a bit of luck, don't you? Like that, the team that I lined up with, I was looking at it thinking I've got 3 doublers and then the other 2 could go either way. And I've ended up with Cash starting when he hasn't started any.
Yeah.
And even I wasn't 100% that Trent would even start, but we ended up with starts out of all of them. So yeah, went our way, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, did well, mate. It was a good shout. Right, over onto the listeners' questions. Ryan Driver, when you play the Park the Bus chip, what's the minimum score you would be happy with from your 5 defenders, and what's the benchmark? Ben, you've not played your chip yet. What will you be hoping for?
I reckon at least 10 points per player. So 1 clean sheet and two appearances during the week. So that's the minimum I'd be happy with. So that'd be 2 times 50, which is 100 points just from your defence minimum.
Yeah, it's a good aim. What did yours come out with, Scott? Professor?
62 points, like as in the bonus was 62 points, so 124.
124. It's decently. Was that
That's
same yours
the
in
best I've
group?
seen so far. Yeah, 59 mine.
So 118, weren't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's decent.
It's a relief. It feels a relief to have played it now, or for it to have gone okay. I'm sure there would have been regret if it went badly.
Yeah, because it's such a powerful chip. You need it to go well. You're going to have a chance of being right up there. It's one you're going to need to go well. I think you've pretty much cracked it there, Ben. You're hoping for at least 10 points from a player. You got the four points for the appearance, hopefully 90 minutes. And then, summit, whether that's bonus points, clean sheet, 100 points.
What player are you going to bring into your back line for your 5? Not sure yet.
It's hard, isn't it? It's loads of pressure on it. I might double up Liverpool with Tsimikas, who's scored well the last two games, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's been a nice little punt. Luton, Toulouse, decent fixtures. I like the look of Villa's fixtures as well. Digne is an option because Moreno looks like he's just never coming back. I think he did suffer a setback, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's nowhere near again now. So Digne is safe. He's picking up good points. Yeah, they're the two left backs I'm looking at. So whether I double up on did Villa lost midweek, did they?
No, what, in the cup?
In the
Europa?
Yeah.
No, they won
No,
heavily,
they won.
but
Yeah.
they conceded though.
Did they concede?
Yeah.
Yeah, just because Cash hasn't really been playing. He's just trying to weigh up whether he's going to play both Cash and Digne again.
Well,
that,
they're not through yet, so they've only won 2 out of 3.
So you'd hope he just goes strong again and then tries to seal the deal.
Just looking, they've conceded one in each of their last 4. They just keep conceding that one goal.
Gosh.
Bastards.
Today, though, I've got Konza, but Cash went off, didn't he, just before the goal today?
Yeah.
So Cash owners kept their clean sheet.
Yeah.
You worried about Trippier for game week 11? So Arsenal and Dortmund.
I don't know, because was it the other week when they played? Was it PSG and I can't remember who their other game was in that double? And you're looking at it, you thinking
Burnley or something like that.
No, I think it was trickier than that. And I think they double clean
sheet. City, was it?
It
wasn't when they beat City.
Yeah, it was. Yes.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, City in the cup.
Yeah.
And
PSG.
No. In the league, who did they play in the league?
It was game week 7, so I'm just trying to look.
It was
now,
Burnley. Was
it Burnley?
Yes, yeah.
So Burnley and then City. So you think City game, you're probably not looking likely, but I don't know. He's good for points, isn't he? Really, Trippier. I know he's had a shite week this week, but he's.
Oh, can't hear you.
Your
You
mic's
muted yourself.
Hello.
There you
I
are.
can hear you now.
What was that? The bloody like the ghost of whatever. Just the intro just started playing.
Halloween, innit?
But yeah, I think clean sheets with Trippier are bonuses. He's on all the set pieces, isn't he? A couple of decent assists, big chances created, bonus points. Aim for that, really. So I'm happy to keep him in there just for his potential attacking returns. Have they lost a few now? Newcastle, they're being a bit shaky. 2-2 draw at Wolves.
Yeah.
Lost
to Dortmund 1-0.
Lost to Dortmund. Yeah, United midweek. Bounced back against United. Tough game against Arsenal. Borussia. The thing is, we've only having two transfers. I don't know whether taking Trippier out is the answer. I think I'd be more inclined maybe. United are shite, aren't they?
They've got it all to play for, though, haven't they? In Europe, they need to get a result, don't they?
I know, but they're just struggling. They're struggling. I mean, Dalot having to curl into the top corner the other week to seal that win, which weren't a great performance either. They just really are. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, isn't there? Too much.
We were lucky against Copenhagen at home, weren't we?
Yeah.
I know. We finally found some hands.
We planned to have Dalot score, though, didn't we? Really?
Yeah, it's see what goes on this week with the midweek games and stuff, and see how I'm feeling Thursday. But yeah, hopefully that game week pays off. See, Tobbs has been on. If you could have a wild card now in the game, what would your team be? Gonna go with that, mate.
Yeah, so I had to look at it. I went off what my budget can afford, and my budget is, well, I don't know about you guys, but it feels like it's shocking. I'm bang on 51 million at the minute. Seems quite low, that. And I went, if I was doing it from today, so this isn't the team for the rest of the season. This was, if we had it for next week. So I've gone with Onana, Tsimikas, Konza, Dalot, Saka, Bruno, Foden, and then a random one, but one that I am looking at now, John McGinn, Aston Villa.
Yeah.
He seems to be getting into the points now.
What is it?
Haaland, Salah, and then Watkins. So you can get all that for 51. If I could afford anything, I think I'd take out Konza, put in Trent, and McGinn. May become Odegaard, double up with Saka and Odegaard.
Decent. Did we hear that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just me that time then. What about you, Scott?
I'd gone with Onana in goal as well. I think their fixtures look pretty good coming up. Tsimikas, Dalot, Cash, Trent, Saka, Gordon, Foden, Watkins, Salah, Haaland. I've just made a couple changes from mine, really. Just I thought, what changes would I make if I just had unlimited transfers at the minute? But yeah, I think Onana in goal and Tsimikas definitely, and I think Trent back.
Yeah. Ben?
Yeah, I'll take your 51 million and I beat it by having 50.2 million. So, with my measly budget, I've gone for Salah, Haaland, Nketiah, which is 2.4 million. Saka, Rodri, Martinelli, Trent, Cash, Tsimikas, Trippier, and Areola in goal. That's 50.2.
No, I didn't work on the with the budget.
The one I've done, I've got 52.2, so it's not much better.
You know, what is my budget?
My ideal team would be 56 million.
Oh, there, 53.2. I've got. Yeah,
that's good.
It's cool. I've definitely not concentrated on budget this season at all.
Lend us some.
I am.
Yeah. So I've gone for Martinez, Cash, Trippier, Trent, Saliba, James Ward-Prowse, Saka, Odegaard, Salah, Watkins, Haaland. That's what I'd have thrown, but I don't know what price that was. But I reckon I'd be able to afford that. I do. Yeah, definitely.
Disappointed there's no wild card at the end Christmas time.
Yeah,
this time round.
Yeah,
I reckon it'll be thrown in next season, the wild card.
You never know.
I think they will.
They shocked us this year with all the changes, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they'll go one more and throw in a wild card as well. Right, Andy Barnett. After 9 game weeks, the scores and prize changes for goalkeepers has been an eye-opener. Now, Alisson, Raya, Onana and Edison are falling into a kind of middle ground price bracket. Johnston is now the same, 2.2 million in price that Areola is, who gets double game weeks, and Nick Pope is on his own in the 4 million upwards bracket. Question 1, what goalkeeper do you think will score the most points between now and the end of the season? And we'll go with that first, and I'll read the second question. Scott, Professor, what do you reckon, mate?
I'd put Onana. I just think he's got the least chance of rotation. Some of the other big teams, you've still got like Arsenal, got Ramsdale, Raya, City mess about with their keepers as well, don't they? So I think he'd probably be the safest. But the only question mark I put is that potentially AFCON could ruin that. I don't know. Do you know how long he could go away for? You might know.
Yeah, it's 13th of Jan to 11th of Feb, depending how far they get in the competition.
So that could
possibly 5 matches if they get to the final. Yeah, 5 game weeks.
You'll have to hire in by then.
Yeah, there's talk of it, isn't there?
Well, I forgot to say we summoned that, didn't we? We were having a chat about that on here.
Yeah.
I mean,
stories of it.
I can't believe he's not got a club for one.
No.
And I don't think Onana's been a massive upgrade. I just think that money could have been better spent elsewhere and kept together, give him a new contract.
I don't necessarily trust that United defence, but I do think if you look at the amount of games they're gonna actually play, it's probably going to come down to the game midweek. Is it Newcastle United versus Man U?
Yeah.
It depends who goes further in the League Cup, because that played a big part of it, didn't it, last year? But yeah, that's what I'll go for.
Onana. What about you, Ngu?
I said the same. I said Onana, just obviously, just AFCON, but rotation. I think he'll play pretty much every game. And we're going to concede a hell of a lot of shots every game. Whether he saves them or not, it's a different question. But yeah, I wrote down Onana. If not, Pope. But for me, Onana.
Yeah, Ben?
Yeah, it's a bit of an impossible question to answer just because you don't know what's going to happen with Champions League. Who's going to go through? Who's going in the Europa League? Who's going out completely? You don't know who's going through in the cups. But yeah, your goalies that are going to play most of the games are Onana, Pope, I would say. Alisson gets rotated in Europe. He doesn't seem to play unless there was the second game week. Kelleher was injured, so Alisson played, but he didn't play the last match.
Yeah.
Edison will play in Europe, but he won't play in the Carabao Cup. Oh, sorry, he's out of the Carabao Cup, but he won't play in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So yeah, so probably Pope, but you don't know if they're going to go through. So it's a tricky question to answer, really.
It is. I think if Newcastle get through, I'd go with Pope. If not, Onana's probably the safest option because he's probably going to play most games, depending on how many United get. I think they're massively missing Martinez at the back. Could do with getting him back, but yeah, it's a tricky question to answer. Like you say, so many variables there. Question 2: using your current budget and 2 available transfers if necessary, you had to put a goalie in your team in Gameweek 11 who will stay there until the end of the season. Which goalie would it be? Your choice has to be realistic and not just an easy Haaland and Johnston out for Pope and Edward.
Similar question, really, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Unless price comes into it, I suppose. I'd go.
Yeah.
I'd still say the same. Yeah, stick Onana, I think, for me.
Yeah. Ben?
I've got my keeper's 3.3 Martinez. I'd go to Edison 3.5. Just 0.2 up. So I haven't got the money in the bank though. I have to find 0.2 to do it. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet next week though.
What about you, Ngu?
I had a look. I'm not planning on doing this. Johnson's be staying for a couple more weeks for me, but I can take out Johnson and Bruno and put in Onana and Ollie Watkins. Leaves me 0.1 left. So yeah, if I had to, that's what I'd do.
Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad. Same budget wise. Alvarez out, Johnston out. I could put Onana in and Nketiah. Put him in proper this time.
While we're on keepers, Ben, because I really liked your you do the voice note, don't you, for Fantasy Football Hub with some tips and stuff, and I quite liked your keeper shout with Edison at that price point being quite cheap. I looked at it myself, and I do really like it. But do you worry about maybe that Edison might not play Champions League because they're so comfortable in it at the minute? Like they might just chuck the few. Because I thought about putting him in my team just for this good double game week, but then I worry a little bit where they're all but through. Yeah. They might just swap the keeper, maybe.
Well, if they win,
they beat
next week, they're through, aren't they? So winning game week 11, if they beat Young Boys, they're through, so they can rotate. So that's a good point. Now they can rotate in game week 13 and game week 15.
Dodgy, isn't he, Pep?
Oh, he's annoying. He is annoying. Next question. Flower Pot Man. Yes, and Goo, one of the few normal people in the Discord. to all of you, you go to a Chinese buffet, but you're only allowed 3 dishes. What 3 dishes are you choosing? La Boche. Ben, Chinese.
We did this last season, didn't we?
Well, I'm banned from speaking about this, so
You had to cut that out, didn't we, last year?
yeah, it was definitely removed.
Yeah, we can't cut it out this year. We're live now.
That's true, so I'm going to behave myself. I've only had a couple of tins this week, so I'm...
Only 3 dishes. I'd have to have a house chow mein, so like all the meats in the noodles, and then a curry sauce, and then some Peking duck with pancakes. La Boche.
About you, Scott, Professor?
Roast pork chow mein, beef and black bean sauce, chicken balls. A bosh.
Chicken balls. Interesting. I'm going.
Salt and pepper chicken, duck pancakes, Singapore chow mein, extra chili, La Boche.
It is. I'm not a Chinese man, me.
I'm more Indian.
Well,
You don't look Chinese, mate.
I'm going to say, I'm a curry man. Me and my missus have been together for 12 years, and we have never once ordered a Chinese takeout. So that shows how much we're always Indian first. So, but if I do get out, if I'm at work or whatever, and they go to like Chinese chippy or whatever, I just get salt and pepper chips, salt and pepper chicken, and then I have had duck pancakes before, and they're quite tasty. So yeah, that'd be my 3.
Ben, I thought you was going to say I thought you was going to say Parmo again. I was going to say surely not
A Chinese Parmo.
Salt and pepper parmo. Wouldn't be surprised if you can get them, actually.
You probably would be able to up there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, there's a restaurant that does all like fancy parmos. You can get like Mexican parmos, Japanese parmos, Indian parmos, all sorts.
When we have our meetup, we'll have to remember, if we do go to the old kebab van or kebab shop after, we'll have to remember what our orders were.
Yeah. I'm sure
I might have my first Parmo.
Yeah, let everyone know about the meetup.
Yeah, like I said, it's still not fully. We've not fully decided like the times and the place we're meeting, but it will be in Coventry on the date
17th of March.
17th of March next year in Coventry. That's for definite, and it'll probably be a dinner time meetup before we go on to the ice hockey later on, which will be interesting as well. Yeah, be a good day. Details will follow. Hotels are booked though. I think there's a Premier Inn straight across from the arena where the ice hockey will be on. I think there's a Wetherspoons nearby. So, yeah, you can make it. Get that in your diaries. Get your Monday booked off work. Because I think it's a Sunday, the 17th, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get your Monday
on
booked
the Guinness.
Yeah. How these days. Right. Next question. DT Philip. I'm going to ask this question, then I'm going to quickly go and grab a refreshment. So DT Philip, so if you had to replace 2 of these 3 players, who would you replace with and who with? The 3 players in question are Johnston, James Ward-Prowse and Watkins for game week 11. Scott, Professor, I'll leave that with you. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Yeah, so Johnston, Ward-Prowse and Watkins. I'd take out Johnston and Ward-Prowse, I think. Make 6.6 million, I worked it out as. So I would do Onana in goal and Tsimikas, as long as you haven't already got Tsimikas. Onana's got Luton coming up as well. They seem to be the team to target, so that's who I would go for. Ben?
Yeah, definitely Johnston out. And Ward-Prowse and Watkins have got good fixtures next week, but I did have Tsimikas down as my replacement. I've got the same ones as you, so yeah. What about you, Magoo?
I wrote down exactly the same, yeah. Nan and Simicast for Johnson and James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
We've got a backup just in case he's already got Simicast. Should we try and think of? It's hard, that price point, isn't it? Then.
Yeah, if he's got a little bit of budget, I did write Big John McGinn.
He is on fire. He is on fire.
I mean, like you said, it'd be interesting to see whether, with the crap results recently for West Ham, whether they are going to then, because they were playing well, are they not going to throw Ward-Prowse further forward again and get him out of that double pivot because he's wasted back there probably.
Yeah, they could change it again, couldn't they?
Yeah, so I think it'd be quite easy to just like throw him out right now, and you might live to regret that. Decent double week. Seems to be playing most games as well. He's playing. I think he's played every European fixture. I think Ward-Prowse.
Yeah,
he's not missed one. So yeah, for me, I'd keep him. But then, if it's between him and Watkins, and you definitely want to get rid of two, Johnson and Ward-Prowse. But I just wouldn't be in such a hurry to get rid of Ward-Prowse. Johnston needs upgrading, as I know that. I don't know if I'll be doing it this week, unless I've got that Spur transfer, just upgrade my keeper. I don't like messing around with keepers, so I might just leave him. So yeah, Johnston, James Ward-Prowse, Simicast. Yeah, he's a good shout for this week. Got a great fixture, and Anana, if you can get him. Question two.
He's not done bad, Johnson, no, has he, Foles?
He hasn't. And well, you've had a nod. We give you a nod, didn't we? Early season, Ben. You love a cheap keeper, so we always get you to go for a cheap keeper at the start of the season and see what's going on. We had a bit of a nightmare last season, during the season, didn't we? We Bazuna, was it?
Yeah, I followed that as well.
I'm Meslier at start of the season.
Yeah, but you've redeemed yourself with Johnston, though.
Yeah,
Johnston's been a cracking shout. Yeah, he's been all right. It's a shame, like I say, he's not doubling or anything. But yeah, right. Question two: if there is no injuries or suspension to deal with in game week 12 and 13, would you roll your transfers for game week 14 if you was planning on parking the bus in the game week 14? Scott Professor.
Or pass to someone else quickly, and I'll read this one because I didn't write this. I missed this question.
Yeah,
on my
no
notes.
Ben.
No, I just think try and use your transfers to improve your team every week. There'll be always someone who has a really good fixture you could jump on. So I wouldn't save, like, you've got 2 transfers this week in game week 11, 2 transfers in game week 12, 2 transfers in game week 30. So you got loads of transfers. I wouldn't roll. I just build your team up to part of the bus.
Yeah, we discussed this the other week, didn't we, about rolling transfers, and you're losing out on the transfer by rolling it.
Yeah.
If you roll those 2 transfers, right, you're getting 3 the next week. But if you use 2 this week to build your team, then you get another 2 next week, so you get 4 transfers. So you can be able to build it a little bit better, especially towards like part of the buzz or what you're trying to attack further on down the line. Would you reckon them go?
Yeah, I don't think you need to, do you? Everyone's going to have 3 at the back. They want to go to 5. You've got your 2 transfers.
Yeah.
If someone does get injured that you weren't planning to take out, you just swap. They come out instead. So, for example, I took Alvarez out. If Haaland was out for a week, take Haaland out instead. Vice versa. I don't think you need to roll it to set up for it.
No, definitely not. Scott?
Yeah, just that's what I did when I did mine. Really, I wrote out what I thought I wanted my team to be, and gradually tried to work towards that. So that's probably what I would suggest as well. Really, just make sure you take whoever you think's the most risky one to take out. Make sure you just do that one last. Like that's what I did with Alvarez. I waited till the very last week to take Alvarez out. So yeah, don't roll.
Definitely. Yeah, plenty of opportunities. Like it's a lot easier. This year with so many transfers, 2 a week, it doesn't take much to get to the team that you want to get to. You don't have to roll and build up. It's quite easy to get there. Lorenzo Consiglio. It's been a while since we've heard from him on Twitter, actually. But good to have you listening, Lorenzo. In previous years, 8 points was a good return for a player. How many points does a player have to score in today's game for it to be considered a good return? Scott, Professor.
Yeah, I found this a hard one, actually, because I was just trying to think without going like stats based. What point, if I look at my team, what am I happy with or what am I unhappy with? And I'd say that I feel relatively happy with my players picking up sort of 5s as a minimum now, even though sort of you get the 2 points anyway for the appearance. I still feel fairly happy with like getting a 5, but I think 8 to 10, I'd say is a really good return, or a decent return. But then you're still going to want 10 plus from your premiums, aren't you? But yeah, 8 to 10, I say is a good return, I think.
Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think single game week last year, 50 points, you was happy if your team was getting 50 points, weren't you? I think now it's more 70. So yeah, if each player's picking up 6-7 points, I'm more than happy with that.
Yeah. Ben?
Yeah, I think it's still similar to last season. 7-8 points. I'd be happy with that. Yeah, a single game week, and obviously if it's a double game week, you want to get double figures, don't you? So you want to get around 15 points.
Yeah, completely agree. I think 8's a good score. Like Professor said, like with the 5s and 6s, that's all right. That you can live with that. Live with a 6. A good score is an 8. A cracking score, double figures and onwards is a good score.
I had a little look at what the top players are averaging, and it was like out of the keepers, the best keepers are only averaging 4 to 5 points. Defenders, apart from Trippier, who's up there with 7, everyone below him is averaging about 5 as well.
Yeah.
Midfields are 6.5 to 8.5, and strikers are 6.5 to 10. Who's Haaland? But so it is around that sort of 6 anyway.
Yeah.
Probably not as high as we'd think.
It's gonna be a monster score, final score that wins it this year, isn't it? We're already knocking on 1,000 points already. Yeah, it's gonna be a huge score.
Has anyone got that comparison for, the top players this year compared to last year and the difference?
No,
I don't think for like this at this point in the season. I think we were answering the question at the start of the season about how many points with a new point system. How many points do you reckon it will be to win it, to be at the top? And I think with the first 10 game weeks, I think it's going to be an absolute monster score compared to years gone by. Obviously, there's so many more ways to score points. The averages are huge. I can't see it on here. I don't know if it's on my phone, but I don't like averaging, say, 100 points a game week in 10 weeks.
Yeah.
That's massive, that. I think, like you say, usually it's 50, 55 points. A game week's a decent average. So, yeah, could end up double. Could end up double what is usually won previous years.
Now it's only one team each. It'd be quite nice if they could save your previous history and stuff like they do on FPL, for example, wouldn't it? Because that you couldn't do it with 10 teams, really, could you? But then
with the one team rule. Yeah, definitely.
Just depends if they play around with the rules more, though. You can't really compare if they keep changing the rules.
Connor's just saying, I say, make the story public of what happened last time. Whoever comes to the meetup, then we'll probably let the cat out of the bag there. No pun intended. Right, DT Patrick. James Ward-Prowse looked Mr. Consistent for points, suddenly dropping in any points. Keep the faith, would you swap out game week 11? And if so, for who? Sorry, Patrick, but it was me that ruined him. If it were me, I'd keep him because, as I just say, I think he might get moved back further forward after a few inept displays from West Ham. So, yeah, for me, it's a keep. Ben, what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, I was looking at the heat maps, how he's been playing, and the last 2 or 3 games, he's been playing in a double pivot. But earlier on in the season, he was playing as a number 10. So that's quite worrying. But he's not desperate to take him out. His fixtures are really good. You've got Brentford, Olympiacos at home, Forest at home, Burnley away. Then they play one of the dodgy teams. I can't remember the name. In the next game, and then they got Palace. So the fixtures are all right. So if you've got no other problems in your team, I wouldn't take him out.
Yeah. Mgu?
Yeah, I've got him, and I'm keeping hold of him. Them fixtures are lovely. I think they've only got Spurs up to game week 17. It looks difficult on paper.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's staying for me.
Professor?
Yeah, it's a full house. I think I'd still keep hold of him. I know we said in the previous question we'd take him out, but that was because we had to choose 2 out of the 3. Two of the games where he did badly in this run was Aston Villa and Newcastle, and they are like both in really good form. Well, Newcastle tailing off a little bit, but both them teams are in really good form. I think it just come down to them. So yeah, I'll give him a little bit longer.
Yeah. Full house. Nathan Wisby, with quite a few here. So we'll just have a quick yes and no, basically. Question 1 is Palmer out and Nketiah in. Scott? Professor, sorry.
Yeah, I'd go out of the 2, I'd go Nketiah, but he's not going to score a hat trick every week.
You was at the game, weren't you?
Yeah, I was right behind the goal as well for the second 2 goals. Yeah, good. He was good. He was a very good pick. Obviously, if you went for him this week, but I don't think Jesus will be out that long. I just don't really like him as a pick where there's so many good striker options. But if it's just Palmer or Nketiah, yeah, Nketiah.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer if you're going to do that this week. Nketiah's got 2 games this week, and Palmer's only got 1. And Jesus is out for at least till game week 11, so it's a no-brainer, that question.
Yeah. Mgu?
Yeah, I agree. I think Ben tried to give Nate some advice last week, didn't I? And I don't think he's listening so far on his short-term punts, isn't he? He loves a short-term punt, doesn't he? But yeah, between them 2, yeah, and Nketiah.
Yeah. Full house. Question 2. Madison out, Foden in. Mgu?
Yeah, for me, double game weeks. Foden's, yeah, he looked good today. Yeah, for me, yeah.
Yeah. Ben?
Yeah, it's a good move. But I don't know, I quite like Rodri more than Foden just because of the minutes on the pitch thing, because especially like you just said, Scott, there might be through in Europe. Mm-hmm. Foden might not even play. He didn't play the last game against Young Boys. Didn't even come on. So that worries me a little bit. And Rodri just picks up points, just clip, like you say, 6 points a game or something like that. I need to check the averages now. Rodri's 6 average and Foden's 5.9. So it's not much difference. But yeah, I like Rodri. I don't mind Martinelli for that price as well, 4 million. With all the injuries that Arsenal's got, he should be starting. But I think Rodri's fixtures are better next week than Arsenal's, isn't there? Got tricky double.
Yeah, Newcastle away.
Newcastle away, Sevilla at home. Sevilla at home, I think you could win that one, definitely. Newcastle away.
Newcastle.
Yeah, you should win them, but be tricky, won't
it? What do you reckon, Scott? Professor?
Yeah, I've got Foden, and I'll be keeping Foden. I think Foden.
Yeah, obviously fixture volume. I think Madison he's had 3 weeks with singles, hasn't he? Not got the fixture count. And it's unfortunate because he's absolutely on fire as well, Madison.
Yeah,
he's unbelievable.
Averaging about 8 points a game.
Yeah, it's
8.5.
so difficult just to take him out, but you've got to play fixture volume. You've got to maximise chances of points. And unfortunately for Maddison, he's just... I mean, if Spurs were playing doubles, though, I think he'd be in 90% of teams because he's playing that well. So, yeah, he's still picking up points for... Like I say, I mean, he's getting like 10, 11 points a game. He's probably... He's doing what Rodri would do in 2 game weeks. Well, he's doing it in 1. Yeah,
They've been lucky though, haven't they?
I mean, other week we touched on that. It might be Kane's left to go to Bayern, and now Spurs might finally win the league. No Kane, and then you can imagine if Bayern failed to win the league over there. I mean, that'd be some story, wouldn't it?
Did you see Bayern score this weekend?
Oh, so he scored from halfway line, Kane, didn't he?
Been watching the Beckham documentary, ain't he?
Yeah.
They were 0-0 at half time as well. That was the most surprising thing.
Yeah.
How did it finish? Was it 8?
8-0, yeah.
8-0.
In the second half?
Yeah, in the second half.
Jesus Christ.
But you should... I watched the highlights and Bayern had a man sent off after 4 minutes. Kimmich, last man. Then I think it's Darmstadt or something that they played. And they had 2 men sent off for last man in the first half. And then it was just like daft. There weren't like obvious last mans there. They were just like, oh, red card.
Yeah.
It's mental. And then then obviously Bayern a man up again and just took over in the second half.
Well. Question 3 from Nathan. Nunez or Nketiah as a hold for at least 3 game weeks? Ben.
It's tricky that. With the injuries that Liverpool's got, Nunez should get a lot more minutes, and this new format seems to suit him. Like, because he's a bit of an all-action striker, and he gets involved with tackles, chances created, shots, lots of shots.
Yeah.
But his minutes aren't guaranteed. He missed a few games in the last few weeks, just being sat on the bench. He didn't even play against Spurs. But with the weaker teams in the Europa League, he could get a couple of goals. So don't know really. Out of them two, probably Nunez.
Yeah. No, James has had Nunez for last 3 or 4 weeks, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hate having players that are not going to play every week.
Yeah.
It's just annoying when they're not in the team.
It was true, mate. What do you reckon, Professor?
Yeah, I'd go Nunez. It feels like I'm a Nketiah hater, but he's a great player to have in your team, but he is just a great finisher. And I think that the point scoring is just set up to be different to that, isn't it? He's quite a fox in the box.
Yeah.
I can't see him getting things like assists or anything else but shots on target. So yeah. For me it's Nunez.
Nketiah 3 shots, 3 goals yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shout out to Dream Team Novice in the group in the Discord. He called it out before the game week. He said, "I'm going to put him in."
That's why you got to trust. You have got to trust your gut in them on them sort of things as well, though. Because he asked me, didn't he? He was like, and I said, I think that Nketiah is good to start the game, but I wouldn't put him in. But I said, don't not put him in now because I said that. He kept the faith and got the hat trick. So when that went in, I did think of him.
Yeah, well played.
But also, last thing I'd just say on that is as well, if you do have Nunez, I feel like you can easily go Nunez to Watkins, Nunez to Alvarez, Nunez. Like you got loads of around that 4 mark. Whereas if you go with a striker that's Nketiah, you then got to move him on for like a defender or something, haven't you? It's not easy.
Yeah, because usually you spend the money elsewhere, and then that's it. You kind of get tired, don't you?
Yeah. And Ingra's 2.4 million, isn't he?
Yeah, he looks all right.
And with Solly March is injured now, isn't he? So should get more minutes in the team.
Yeah.
Brighton's fixtures turn good next week. Everton, Ajax, Sheffield United, Nottingham Forest, AEK up until December.
That's decent. Decent games then. I'd go for Nunez. And go.
Yeah, I'd go Nunes.
Luton to lose next week, innit, as well for Liverpool.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see some goals in them. Definitely.
Just looking, I think he's got he's the 10th highest average for the season, 6.3, 9.7 in his last 3 games. When he's thinking about shooting rather than playing like a headless chicken, he's decent, isn't he?
Did I see correctly that he got the assist for? Because I didn't watch the game, but I watched the highlights. He had a shot. The keeper pushed it out, and then the player finished it. You get the assist for that now. Is that right?
I think you do in FPL, don't you?
Yeah, I think that's what he got it for on this. I didn't watch the full game, so maybe I missed out. But
not sure. I know. Was that the first goal? That
I think so. Yeah, I know Szoboszlai got 2 assists. Baz has actually mentioned him. What do you think of Szoboszlai? Don't see him in many teams.
Yeah, we had a bit of a thingy about it. I put him in as an option before I put Gordon put in.
Yeah.
But he scored Gordon that week. But it's just his minutes in Europe that's sort of a bit up in the air. So yeah.
Yeah,
he's a quality player, isn't he? Like you say, if he's playing two game weeks, he's a good option. Good option in my eyes. But yeah, it's that game time. You reckon, Ben?
Yeah, I was going to say if he's in Europe, then he's definitely a good option.
Yeah,
but probably one to target in December when it's Premier League double game week starts.
Yeah. Last one from Nathan until further on. Best part of the bus week in all your opinions. Mine's game week 11. That's when I'm going to be using it. If you still had it, Professor, when would you use it?
Oh, I was going to say game week 9. Cool. I do like that 14. I do. That's the one with Arsenal. That's the one with Arsenal and Liverpool, isn't it? That looks all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say that one.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Ben?
Yeah, it's obviously team dependent what players you already got. If you've got some Liverpool and Arsenal, 14's good. Me personally, I'm probably going to go 17 at the moment. I like the Newcastle double game week. They've got Luton and Forest. I know I can rely on Newcastle to pretty much nail their defence every week. Villa's got Sheffield United and Man U away, which is obviously the second one could be tricky, but Sheffield United at home's nice. And there's Chelsea, got Wolves and Palace, and Tottenham's got Everton and Brighton. So there's some options there. They're not the usual ones, but that's a Premier League double game week. So I know I've probably less chance of being rotation as well. I want to nail the double game week players. But I really like the Newcastle games in that game week. And City only have one game that week. So if I'm on Alvarez, I don't have him yet. But if I'm on Alvarez coming up to that week and I've got Haaland as well, I mean, if I take one out, I'm only going to lose one game instead of losing a striker for 2 games. So that's what I'm thinking at the moment.
Yeah. I remember you saying this the other week now about the Alvarez thing. You really have just give me food for thought. Everton, Brian. Yeah. Yeah. With it being, like you say, with it being a double Premier League week, there's going to be a hell of a lot less rotation. The ones that you would see rotate is usually sitting. If they've only got one game week, they won't. I mean, to be fair, it's anyone's guess what defence they're playing right now. And John Stones is back as well. I mean, I think the only mainstay really is Diaz at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, and he didn't play last weekend, did he? So I think he had a little knock though or something. But you can't nail the City defence.
No.
I mean, if they've got hard games, you would imagine Stones, Diaz, Walker, and Vardio will play. But if it's weaker teams, they tend to rotate. So if it's a couple of games, you probably won't get a full Man City back line anyway. because they'll rotate.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, yeah, there's loads of options, and I mean, we're only looking at the first half of the season as well. It's like there would still be options going forward. That's some nice doubles coming up after Christmas or in the new year. But yeah, give me a bit of food to thought there. I would absolutely. I'm thinking I was nailed for game week 11, but might not be now. Ben, nice one. I thought I was settled on it. I did. What do you reckon, Ngoo? Best week if you still had your chip?
I wrote down 17 as well in that Newcastle block in week 17. And again, same point that Ben made about City only having one fixture, because obviously I took Alvarez out to support my part of the bus, so he was only playing once. Yeah, game week 17 for me.
Yeah.
I'm just glad mine's done and dusted and
Yeah.
good score from it.
You don't have to think
worry about it again.
Yeah, true. So I'll just flick my team up now. Just thinking about that, Ben.
I'll tell you what, Ben. After how it felt playing it, you don't want to be playing it over Christmas, mate. You don't want to be. You don't want to be playing
ruin
it
your Christmas.
I can't wait to get rid of it. To tell you the truth, I think it's stupid. I think these chips are stupid. It's not pure. It's not a pure game.
Yeah, I mean, so just looking at my team there, Ben, I think you've completely convinced me as well. And what you did, Ngoo, is take Alvarez out. Looking at my side now, I'd have to sacrifice Alvarez, Haaland, or Salah to play the part of the bus in 11. And obviously Alvarez got Bournemouth and Young Boys. Haaland's got Bournemouth and Young Boys. Salah's got Luton and Toulouse. Do I really want to be taking one of them strikers out to support that part of the bus?
That's why we do this pod, mate.
Exactly. The best week is probably game week 17. You can cut all that other bit out, Scott, when I were rambling on. Good shout, then. Like it. But to everybody else, game week 11. Get it played. Right. Where are we there? I flicked off the bloody page. Anthony Stringer. When's the best time to use the max captain? Is next week a good opportunity? That's where it gets interesting. Ben, go up first, mate.
This is where I penciled it in, I think, for myself. Next week. There's lots of good fixtures, so you might not nail the right captain. I'll have a look at the fixtures now. So next week, got Man City's got Bournemouth, Young Boys. Yeah, Man United's got Fulham, Copenhagen. You got Liverpool's got Luton, Toulouse. So yeah, you got your Villa players, Forest and AZ Alkmaar. So I'm not going to go through them all, but there's loads of options next week. So I just think you can throw it in there, and then whoever comes out on top, you get the max captain. Then there's loads. Even Saka could go off, couldn't he? Really?
Yeah, good.
Martinelli.
Yeah, it's probably a good week.
Mm.
Now that I'm playing my part of the bus in 17. No, what do you reckon, Scott, Professor?
Yeah, I don't mind the look of that. To be honest, I haven't planned my max captain or the other one. What do we call it? 12th man. I've not planned either of those two yet, but I do think that looks okay for Game Week 11. I'm sort of thinking, now I've already played the other chip, I'm sort of looking at maybe a double Premier League or maybe the knockouts to play mine. Because I still think there is a chance now. Now we're getting later on in the groups, there could be rotation again, and then you might only be playing it on a team, the player that's got a game and a half maybe. So I'm probably going to look to play mine after Christmas. But I do think Game Week 11 looks good.
Yeah. Ngoo, what do you reckon? Best game week for the max captain, mate?
I'm saving mine, I think. I think I'm going to use it back end of the season for a little boost. I know double game weeks become rarer then. But yeah, for me, for a little boost in the season, or when Haaland looks like he's got a difficult couple of games, but I don't know. It feels like it's wasted, doesn't it? Like I think a lot of people this week who may have used it, but then Haaland's gone and outscored everyone anyway. It's a waste. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, end of the season, little boost. If you needed to get to the top of that league or pull away, I think I'll be saving both my chips now till the back end of the season.
Yeah. I like the look of it next week with the few players with a nice double. Yeah, it'd be devastating when we play it and Haaland just bangs because everyone's just equaling your score. It's tricky, but next week's a decent opportunity. Haaland's not going to get rested, is he? He'll play both them games.
Alvarez has been rested the last 2 Champions League games, hasn't he? Coming off the bench.
Yeah, and still doing a bit off the bench.
Yeah. He scored in the second game. He scored in the third and got disallowed, didn't it?
Yeah.
When's De Bruyne back? Any news on that? I haven't heard anything about him. He's the forgotten man.
I have heard that he's been told if he can't get over his hamstring issues,
January it looks like
that he won't be getting a new contract and they're just going to let him go.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've heard from a City fan that I know. Apparently he's been told. But no, basically, I think the medical staff at City are worried about him now. They think that he has he's past it. He's injury prone now.
Even just get him a play in the fucking quarter pack role and just ping him out. He doesn't have to do the running anymore. Just let him play the Pirlo role.
Do you think it's going to be a worry trying to fit him in your team, or because if he is, he might not be straight back at playing 2 games a week for quite a while, even once he's back?
Yeah,
it'd take him ages. He'll be back January, like you said, to get anywhere near 2 games a week.
They don't need him until February when the knockout stages start in Champions League, does it really?
Yeah, they'll be right. They're not doing too badly without him. They'll probably sign someone in January, some younger model. He's getting on a bit.
I can't believe they let Cole Palmer go. I think he's class. I think he's class.
Yeah.
Strange one.
Must have something else up the sleeve. He's good at what he does, isn't he, Pep? He'll have something. That bloody Doku's a great find, I think, as well.
They'll end up with Bellingham or something in a few years.
Oh, Bellingham, he's absolutely quality, isn't he?
Ripped it up again, didn't he?
Yeah. Scored a winner. He scored both, didn't he?
Yeah.
He scored the double, didn't he? Winner in 92nd minute or something. Yeah, brilliant, unbelievable player. So young as well. Right, Ben C. And that's Ben Coles, isn't it? He's having an absolute cracking season. From what I can see. He's asked 12th man Alvarez next game week or transfer Watkins to Alvarez. Also, can I have a big shout out for my rank if you like? I can send a picture to show everyone live. And a big thank you to my number 1 fan, Lee Hooper. 12th man for Alvarez next week. Obviously, I've got him, so not one for me, but Scott. Professor,
you didn't give a shout out for where he is in the rankings. He's
12. Where is he?
Is he 12 now? Is he at? Yeah, he's just looking.
12 man.
Play.
Yeah, 12 overall for the 12th man.
Yeah,
he's got to play it, hasn't he? He's got to play it if we want to see him get up the table, don't we? So just play it.
Sat in first.
Go on, get stuck in.
Get to first, get your screenshot, and then that's it.
So then we can keep posting screenshots. Yeah, play it. I haven't got Alvarez at the minute. I've got Watkins, Salah, Haaland, and I'm not thinking about playing it. I'm a bit worried that he might miss one of these games out of the 2 again. Either that or Haaland ends up missing it. But yeah, I'm not that keen on playing it at this point.
No, Ben?
It's not a bad shout. I mean, with those fixtures, Bournemouth and Young Boys, it's a good shout. And I wouldn't like to say Alvarez out. Watkins out for those fixtures, Forest and AZ Alkmaar. So, and like they've only won 2 out of 3, so they need to win that one really against AZ Alkmaar. So Watkins should play. He played the last match, didn't he, in Europe?
Yeah.
So yeah, not a bad shout.
I mean, it's a question of who scares you most. And is it this week you want to use that? I mean, I'm sure there's going to be other game weeks where you're more scared of a player you haven't got. It could be a bigger name at some point. Yeah, them fixtures and them 2 players, does it strike fear into you? No, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't play it. But good. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I wouldn't be taking Watkins out. I'm looking to bring him in for next week, so I certainly wouldn't be taking Watkins out. Like I said, I'm keeping my 12th man to the back end of the season. But yeah, the fixtures are nice, aren't they? If he does want to play it, I think the nice fixtures for Alves. It's just whether he plays that Champions League game.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, and game week 12 is Chelsea away, so probably won't want him for that game. And then the one after that's Liverpool at home and Leipzig. When they might rotate, you might not even play in Europe then if they're already through.
Yeah, because as we say, they only need to beat Young Boys, don't they? And they've qualified. So yeah. David 87. Is there any point ever captaining anyone other than Haaland? I think we get this question every week, don't we?
Only when Haaland has a good week.
Yeah, no, it was 2 weeks of do we actually need Haaland?
Yeah, now we're switching back around. Yeah, like I say, it flip flops every week, doesn't it? Haaland's a beast. He's always going to score points. If you've been very fortunate to take the risk and go against him, and you had him, you captained elsewhere during his couple of light weeks, then fair play. But yeah, he's an animal, isn't he, Haaland? He's a player that you're scared of. See, if it were me going on back on the other question about the 12th man, if I didn't have Haaland, he'd be like, oh shit, it's 2 great fixtures there. I need to get this man in either as my 12th man or I get him into the squad. Watkins and Alvarez, I think it'd be either or. It's one of them. One of them could go off, couldn't they? But don't think it's going to damage you too much. So
you can't captain your 12th man either.
So he's only a single point player then.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, obviously there is point captaining people other than Haaland, especially when he's only got a single like in 17. Play the fixture quantity. Wadey, Trippier to Trent next game week. Would you reckon him go?
Yes, for me. Like I said, I was and ahhing which one to take out this week, and I've stuck with Trent. I think he's got nicer fixtures for the next few weeks. And he looks like Liverpool hitting a bit of form now. I hate to say it, but they're hitting a bit of form, aren't they? They're looking okay at the back. He's getting his tacking returns as well. So yeah, Trent for me for the meanwhile. I like the double up of him and Tsimikas. I'll be sticking with them for now.
Yeah. Scott, Professor?
Yeah, I think that is one of the moves I'm going to do. I convinced myself that Trippier was the better option when I decided I had to get rid of one of the 2. Trippier he's got the tough 11, hasn't he? And then I looked and I thought, well, he's got Bournemouth in 12, but then I think Liverpool have got home to Brentford. So I don't think there's much between that either. So yeah, I think I'd go with Trent personally.
Yeah. Ben?
Yeah, if that's between the 2, if that's the players you have to do the transfers between, Trent's got the better fixtures. So I'd go Trent.
Yep. choice out of them two. Trent. Fixtures too good to ignore. Nathan Wisby's back. Wilson, Nunes, and Ketia, best pick going forward. You reckon, Professor?
Nketiah. No, I'm joking. I've been slating Nketiah. Out of the three, I'd like Nunes the most out of them at the moment. Or Wilson's got the penalties, isn't he? I just don't know whether he can stay fit or not. So I'd go Nunes.
Yeah, he has got a dodgy injury record, Annie Wilson. So what do you reckon him go?
Yeah, Nunes out of them three. Wilson's looking good though, isn't he, when he's playing? But obviously he's going to share time with Isaac, isn't he? Yeah, but yeah, Nunes, Wilson, and Ketia in that order. That's the way I'd go.
Yep, Nunes for me as well. Looks like he should get a bit of game time now. Starting to put the ball in the back of the net as well. He loves the shot. Yeah, he's pretty much built for this scoring system. So, yeah, Nunes for me. Conk, is Bernardo Silva a viable differential with the praise he's been getting from Pep and his teammates? And just so he don't get away with it, Ben has snuck off to the toilet. So, again, he's not made it through a pod without going for a piss. Yeah, Bernardo Silva, quality player, does a bit of everything, doesn't he? Depending on where he's playing on the pitch. What do you reckon, Professor? Is he an option?
I've had him in my team quite a lot over the past few seasons, to be fair, but he's not someone that I'm really looking at the minute. 3.6 looks okay, but I haven't seen. Is he playing all the time? I think he could still get rotated, couldn't he? It's not on my radar at the moment, I'd say.
Yeah, he's not quite on the radar.
What's he got? A 10-pointer today, but then he scored 1, 2, 2, 5. Yeah, I don't think it's looked great, really.
He was out for a batch of games, weren't he?
Was
he? 2 or 3 weeks he was out. Yeah, I mean the points today he got for 1 bonus point, shot on target, 3 big chances created, which is decent. He did get 2 tackles plus 1, 90 minutes played and an assist. So yeah, but still, I mean, you see how involved he was in the game there, and he still only got 1 bonus point, which is fuck's sake. I've just clicked the screen back on. See if we can. Baz Bestos is mate. Hey Baz. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I'm going Bernardo.
No, I had him for quite a while last season. I do like him. And Pep seems to trust him, doesn't he, in the big games, especially in the big games.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been on my radar yet, to be honest. But 3.6 for a City midfielder, if he is playing all the time, good value. I don't know what's Rodri's value now. Let's have a quick look.
Rodri is.
He's a little bit more, isn't
he? 4.
So not too far away. I think I'd go Rodri over Bernardo for now. But if he is starting to play every week, yeah, potentially.
Yeah. Ben, would you reckon Bernardo Silva as an option?
Like I say, I'd rather just get to Rodri, 4 million. Just know he's going to play every game. What is it? It's like Haaland, Rodri, and Edison pretty much nailed in the team, aren't they?
Yeah.
So Rodri's so important for the team as well. I'd rather pay the 0.4 more just to get him in.
Yeah, definitely. Gaz Paul question from in the comments in the chat. Game week 17 better than 14 for Point the Bus with Arsenal and Liverpool fixtures. You reckon, Ben?
What's that?
Is game week 17 definitely better than game week 14 for the Part of the Bus?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Like we said before.
Yeah. Arsenal, obviously, 14 have got Wolves and Luton, Liverpool, Fulham, and Sheffield United. It's still a decent option there. Yeah. Scott Professor.
Yeah, I mean, I think 14. I do like 14, but I do also think if you do go with just the two teams, like I spread mine out over quite a few different teams.
Yeah.
Although I do like the fixtures a lot for 14. What put me off of doing that one myself was just the thought of relying on those clean sheets. The Arsenal guys aren't that great at getting attacking returns compared to like a Trippier, Trent, and those kinds, or Dalot, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't take much to clean, like just to stop a clean sheet. But Sheffield United did look awful yesterday.
Yeah.
And Luton aren't much better, are they? So yeah,
Definitely
I think
not.
14, but takes a bit of risk.
Yeah. I'm good.
They're both nice, aren't they, for different reasons? Like you said, that double for who was it for Liverpool? Fulham, Sheffield United, is it? Liverpool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fulham home,
Yeah.
Sheffield United away.
Yeah, that does look nice. It's a tough one, isn't it? And I think Conk's just put in the chat then, maybe I'm double bluffing. Can we tell everyone a worse week for Park the Bus? So see all the breakdowns in the Discord. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, isn't it? And, there's pros and cons for both. If I was playing it, I'd play 17.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Ben sold me on 17 now. I did just have a laugh at Ben needing to disappear for a piss. I'm going to have to do the same now. So I've not made it through a pod without going for a piss either. If you want to just have a Scott, if you want to have a run through the mini leagues, just while I have a pee,
Yeah,
and then we'll do the quiz. Who are you? Right, mate.
sounds good. Yep. Right, so we'll just kick it off with the Tonic Cash League. In 10th, we've got H Cartridge. In joint 8/9th, we've got Anthony Sutcliffe, who's gone for a wee, and L Greaves. In 7th, we've got M McKee. In 6th, we've got C Tobin. In 5th, we've got G Payne. In 4th, S Williams. In 3rd, B McLaren. In 2nd, G Walker. And top of the shop is myself.
Hey.
Obviously
Smashing.
played part of the bus. It don't count. Do you want to go tag team, Ben?
Yeah. So in 10th place, our Venezuelan correspondent James Fricker and Ryan Driver. 9th place, the Fantasy Football Hub duo Paul McNulty and Andrew Ferguson. In 8th place, Tom Brinley and Aman Tatler. In 6th place, Carol Gregg and Lee Chapman. Did I say 6th place? I meant 7th place. 6th place, Louis Wright and Matthew Kent. In 5th place, Mark McKee and Patrick Bryson. 4th place, Connor Story and Scott Harris. 3rd place, Tony Sutcliffe and Andy Barnett. 2nd place, Baz McCormack and Ben Coles. And top of the shop, Simon Davies and Stephen Williams. New leaders.
I thought you might have read out top 12 there, Ben.
Are we 12th now, mate?
We're creeping up now.
Yeah. Magoo's my tag team partner. He's holding me up with his part of the bus.
Shall I do the next one?
Yep.
So we've got the Dream Team Tonic patron only cash league. In 10th place, we've got W Christmas. In 9th, he's missing out on all of them, isn't he? In 9th, Anthony Sutcliffe. In 8th, M McKee. In 7th, S McKee. In 6th, we've got Connor Tobin. In 5th, we've got Jay Bevan. In 4th, D Williams. In 3rd, Jay Payton. In second, A. Barnett. And first place, Ben Coles. Top of the shop again. He's in all the leaderboards.
Both overall.
And Tony's back in time. Do you want to do the Premier Division?
Yeah. I'm here.
We've read your name out a couple of times. You missed it though.
Hey! Yeah, late cheer. Tonic Premier Division. In 10th, Andrew Tweddle. 9th, Ashley Ingram. 8th, Baz McCormack. 7th, Gaz Paul. 6th, Jake Bevan. Who's made this so bloody small? I don't even need glasses. 5, is it Owen Jones? There we go. Who's just made that bigger?
Moi.
You, Scott. Happy days. 4th, Andy Barnett. 3rd, Owen Higgins. 2nd, Scott Harris. And top of the shop, Ben Coles. Top of the Premier League.
Hey.
Obviously 12th in the overall standings.
I'll read the championship. Dream Team Tonic Championship. J Webb 10th place. L Manels 9th. 8th place S Morrissey. 7th place Tony Sutcliffe.
Happy days.
6th place A Wade. 5th place A Stringer. 4th place Connor Story. 3rd place Scott McKee, our very man on the pod. 2nd place Ryan Fitzsimmons, and top of the shop G Hill.
Well done.
And the League One. Who's in the League One? There we go. Cheers, pal. Make it bigger for me. In 10th, Lee Giles. In 9th, James Fricker, who's not here.
He must be number 1 in Venezuela.
He must be, mate. I bet there's only about 7 people play it in Venezuela, isn't there? It is worldwide now, isn't it?
Yeah. Mr. Worldwide.
8th. Is that Phil Jones? He's done well at United, hasn't he? 7th, Wayne Foster Crouch. 6th, Kieran Ryan. 5th, Evob. 4th, L Chapman. 3rd, G Payne. 2nd, J Payton. And top of the Tonic League One is M Warner. Glazers out FC.
Arwin Vobe in 5th in this league. Obviously, this started last month. He's in the top 100 of the leaderboard as well. He's doing really well.
Brilliant.
What's he doing in League One?
Well, it was just a first come, first serve thing, weren't it? It was the easiest way to do it without him thinking that I'd done the dodgy by with all of us in Premier League, whatever.
We've got the Champions League next year, don't we?
Yeah, so obviously, end up with the Champions League and European games. Yeah, it's going to be good. Be good. It's important. Plenty of prizes on offer.
Is it the top 6 go into the Champions League next season?
I did work it out.
I think you said top 6.
Yeah. I think
so top 6 from League One, top 6 from Championship, top 6 from Premier League. Yeah.
And then we'll probably go into groups and then go down to a knockout. Which will be good. All good fun. Obviously, Patreon Cup will be coming up as well. Usually Christmas time or start of the new year when the FA Cup games go around. So that'd be good. Right, Scott, who are you?
Let's do it. We're doing the music.
Where are we? Here we go.
Liverpool, England. What's that make them? 42 years of age.
Say that again, Scott. You broke up.
Okay, one sec. So, born in Liverpool, England. Ex-player. 42 years old.
Jamie Carragher?
Nope. Shall I keep going?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Began his professional career at Everton FC.
David Nugent.
No. But they did play as a striker. Liverpool ex-player, 42 years old. So they're from Liverpool. Started their career in Everton. Played as a striker, and they had one appearance for England, scoring one goal.
Not Franny Jeffers, is it?
He's got it.
Got it.
Happy days. I'm waiting for the former Rovers striker.
That was quick.
It's
Franny
funny you
Jeffers.
just said that. It's funny you just said that. Franny Jeffers, 1 goal, 1 game. David Nugent was 1 goal, 1 game as well, weren't he? And
Yeah.
I was there in the ground. Andorra, it was it? Barcelona played at the Montjuic, where the Barcelona team's playing now.
Great
Andorra.
Yeah. Come on, Defoe shot. It was going in the goal, and Nugent went up and tapped it in.
Yeah, he
Foot went over
smashed
the
the
line.
line. He was fuming Defoe about that, weren't
Yeah,
he?
it was.
If I
Yeah.
remember rightly. Yeah.
He had a spell at Rovers, I noticed. Old Jeffers. Was he
He
good
did.
there?
He did. Old fox in the box. Yeah, he didn't do much.
Massive 3 goals, it says.
What? How many did he score for Arsenal?
For Arsenal, 4.
Weren't quite a fox in the box, was he?
Not quite.
He scored
Right.
against Australia, didn't he?
Is it for England?
Yeah. It was Ray Rooney's debut for England.
And Franny Jeffers overshadowed him.
Yeah. And we lost.
I was looking at his goals on Wikipedia, and the amount of clubs he went to and scored 1 goal. He's got 1 for England, 1 for Newcastle Jets, 1 for Motherwell, 1 for 2 for Accrington Stanley. Well played there. Well played. You got that quick.
Did he go to Aki Stanley?
Who were they?
Who were they? Brilliant. Well, that's it for this evening. Thanks to everyone who's joined us in the chat. And thanks for joining us, Go. It's been
Nice one,
good to
lads.
have you on,
Appreciate
mate.
it. No, much appreciated.
Cheers.
And hopefully you can join us maybe next year in Coventry. Have a few pints. Thanks everyone for listening. And yeah, enjoy your weekends. What's left of
See you
it.
later.
Cheerio.
Cheers, lads.
Cheers, everyone.